today. Welcome back to the Three Dudes podcast channel.
Channel
Three Dudes. I can't say Channel 5 because there's already a Channel 5. But we're talking about the news. And we're going to do that today with my friend Easton to my right and Broden to my left.
And the one little tidbit I threw you before that you missed. Do you want to guess what we want to inform people of before we start this?
Everybody listening, we have the bracket challenge up and posted.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and we would love for you to participate. We went to a lot of effort to make that. Let us know what pet peeves are significantly worse than others.
Do you think we do it per week? So the bracket first round is obviously this week right now.
I think we're going to have to give people a week to vote.
Yeah.
Each time.
One person just decides the bracket.
It probably is what it's going to be.
That's how it's going to come.
It's going to be Mrs. Karen Burkhardt Wetzel.
Yep.
She's going to vote on him.
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Dylan Bounds, he'll vote.
Yep.
Those are
Josh.
my two locks. Those are my two locks.
You can probably lock Josh in.
Yeah, maybe.
He's always there for.
Holy moly, man! That burp is insane right now.
I think I can smell it.
Yeah, I can.
That is something.
Should we do a little comments here, or do you got something else to rip before we?
No, I just want to make sure we touched that at the top.
Okay.
We touched it.
On our last episode, and Taryn did this on the actual episode, and we appreciate that. He says the reason we hit a bad golf shot is not because someone talked during our backswing.
Which I 100% disagree.
It's not helping me.
I think it
doesn't help at all.
It's strictly a hurt thing you do, you know? No one's ever been like, I'm going to tell him what to do in his backswing. It's going to help this
Something
shot.
you would call possibly a low feel play.
Yeah, incredibly low feel.
Could be. I like when it happens because then it's the easiest scapegoat ever.
Right.
I'm already going to hit this shot horribly, but now that you talked, I can say, well, you were talking to my backswing.
But if it takes my mind off of the actual shot, I think it's playing an effect. Like if I'm up there, I'm like, okay, going through my progressions, whatever my mental technique is. And then I hear someone talking in the background. Immediately, I'm just pissed. I can't believe they're talking right now. And that has to affect what I'm about to do to the golf ball, right?
It doesn't have to. What about the stadium effect? I mean,
but I think for me it does, for sure. I think it's stadium, they don't talk during golf.
Yeah, they hold up those two little orange sticks.
Quiet, please.
Yeah, but what about the mental aspect of like shooting a free throw in a giant stadium? And the whole place is just loud.
Yeah. But I think it's different because you've grown up your whole life in that environment, right?
A quiet environment?
No, like basketball, everyone knows people cheer and talk, right?
Yeah.
Golf,
it's a gentleman's sport,
right? So when it's like it's the outlier. When that does happen, you're like, what the what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then you have to leg wrestle that guy on the tee box.
You know, I haven't seen that done yet.
Must not be golfing with me enough.
You're the last person I want to leg
4 to 6
wrestle.
leg wrestles per round.
Yeah, you got tree trunks. Yeah. I'd like to see you and Austin Burkhardt leg wrestle.
I think he'd beat me.
I think he would.
He probably might.
Have you seen his legs?
You're the next closest guy I could think of as terms of diameter of thigh.
Glad I could rank high on that diameter of thigh list for you.
It's
diameter.
Feel good about it. It was a compliment. It was a compliment.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Another comment. This is in reference to us talking about pet peeves and your environment being stressful. You might get more irritated. The Frigmeister. If I am stressed and defusing a bomb, I'd probably react a little different than if I was just chilling on my couch.
Yeah, probably for sure. I mean, if someone started talking in my backswing while I'm defusing a bomb. Have you heard people saying that now? Like whenever someone just talks in general when they shouldn't, they just say, don't talk in my backswing, even if they're not in a golf.
I think I have heard that snuck in every once in a while, which is hilarious.
I think it's awesome. Like you're driving. You know how people turn the volume down when they're driving? If they're like in a stressful situation.
Starting to get like near
right. You turn my volume down so I know how to drive. It's like, well, that has nothing
so I can see better.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But someone starts talking, you're like, come on, don't talk in my backswing.
I'm going to start using that one at work, I think. Trying to put some metal in the air.
Yeah.
Really
swinging
having a tough time just going.
Your hammer back.
I mean, it's completely like, it makes perfect sense. Where it's like if you're trying to concentrate or think about something, I mean, your backswing is just whatever you're focused on.
Yeah. Anytime someone disturbs you while you're concentrating, you can use that line.
I like it.
I like it too.
I am locked out of the Three Dudes TikTok page, so I can.
I got one last comment here.
Yeah, there's a new password, I think.
I think this is just a little dig on our podcasts in general, but it's on the reel about don't touch thermostats as a pet peeve. Jonathan Fitz, 2584. Not everyone needs a podcast. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, we're aware we don't need this, but we still do it.
It might be a dig. Maybe.
It don't say.
You know what, Jonathan?
You know what? Not everybody does need a
Frig
podcast.
off, dude. Yeah. You know what?
And honestly, we probably don't either, but we keep doing
We still do it. 88 episodes deep, man.
Yeah. Is that where we're at? 88?
88.
That's what I like to hear.
That's
Bill
double
Jacob
44.
Voracek episode.
Someone did comment on another one of our Instagram reels too and said something about tornadoes, which will bring me into the topic
Of tornadoes.
of tornadoes. So in the news recently, this last week,
What is the topic this week, Liam? For the people listening
it's the
that
news.
didn't read the.
It is.
I wonder if people actually go into the episode and they're like, I'm going to find the play button with my eyes closed so I can just hear what they talk about
just want to be
instead of reading
surprised.
it. Yeah.
We are talking about what happened in current events this last week. Just taking a little note from Broden's brother. And he said, you know what? Aside from a topic, maybe you guys should just find what happened like recently and just talk about it, because all of your funniest moments and clips typically come from when you're just riffing and talking about stuff anyway.
When we get off topic, basically.
Yeah. But the news, believe it or
I'm
not.
not going to lie. If we stay there, I'm a little hesitant on it, but I'm giving the show the benefit of the doubt to see how it goes. So I think feedback would be great on this episode because I have no reason for thinking it's not going to go great. I think it'll be fine, but we'd like the audience feedback. Do you like the new format where we're just kind of riffing, or do you actually prefer the topics? Because we don't know. Do you think people actually get excited seeing, oh, they're talking about poems this week? You know?
Outside of people actually suggest, like when we say we have input and we do a topic that a fan suggests.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they really.
You don't think they do?
A shit what the
See, I
topic
think they
is.
do. I've had people ask me, what's the topic this week? Like,
Yeah.
a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I think people care more about the topic
I
than
think
we give them credit
I
for.
get that question a lot too, but I think it's just people making small talk. Basically, they could ask me what the weather is, or they
That
could ask
too.
me what topic is going to be.
So we want your actual real feedback. Tell us
Yeah.
what you think.
And if
'Cause
you like the topics, how about you suggest some?
I think we're going to get a lot of. I think you guys should just not do a podcast.
Yeah. No, but
They
I
could.
think most of the people that we're actually going to get feedback from listen every single week.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they've listened to 88 weeks in a row,
God
They've
bless
gotta-
you.
Pretty
know,
serious.
they've got to enjoy it a little bit. No
Right.
one just listens to 88 straight weeks because they're like, oh, I know these
I
guys,
want to
you
support
know?
them.
We know a lot of people, and not everyone listens to the show.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
I know a lot of my friends that don't listen to the show, which is okay. But I feel like the people that have listened this far, they've got some feelings one way or the other on how they want the show to be, what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And since you guys are just atrocious at actually commenting, just you have one of our numbers
Text us.
or emails or carrier pigeons. Send us something. Someone's got our address because we've gotten a couple.
Another-
Pens.com.
another
can
postcard.
chime in. Pens.com. Yeah, they can chime in.
Yeah, more JO beer mail.
Beer
Did
mail.
we ever find out who that was from?
No,
Um,
Easton did the one, right?
Yeah, I did the one.
That's
But that's still just an anonymous post.
yeah, the one that hated on Easton.
Yeah. I think I might
Singled
know who
you
it is.
out.
I'll talk about
Yeah.
it after the show.
Really?
I think
Cool.
someone told me.
I'm curious now.
Yeah. It's not who you think it is, but
Really?
Well, I don't know who it is, so don't even have a
you
guess.
know,
I do. I know
you
who
know the
per-
people.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is
Yeah, I
a
just don't
is a tag team effort for sure.
Nice.
It'd be
Oh.
a curveball.
I figured. So, dozens of tornadoes hit Oklahoma. The NWS, National Weather,
Service.
yep, reported 38 possible twisters hit the area and that the worst of the storms rolled through central Oklahoma on Saturday and early Sunday morning, spreading into northwest Texas, western Missouri, and Kansas. 6 EF2 tornadoes went through Iowa Friday night. Teams with the National Weather Service office in Omaha found damage consistent with an EF3 tornado with winds of 135 to 165 miles an hour.
I don't even want to hear about it until it's in the F5.
It's insane. Well, yeah, EF5 is the highest classification.
Yeah.
Insane.
I saw, it's funny that you actually bring this up because I saw a video this morning showing like a diagram of what EF1 to an EF5 video
with like a little barn in the background in a house. Yep, I saw the same thing, and I had no idea they were even different classifications.
Yeah,
and then it rolled through all the. I think it starts out with like an FO0, and then it goes to an EF1, and then EF1 to EF5.
So these
insane.
F2s, you still got property.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, I was seeing a bunch of stuff. I was wondering because I saw someone put something like Nebraska strong or something.
Yeah, Nebraska
like that.
got hit.
Yeah,
it was insane. Well, I mean, even just an EF3, I think an EF4 or 5 might have touched down somewhere. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but
they're wide. Those EF4s, EF5s.
Yeah,
Nathan, you should Google the average width of an EF5 tornado. I want to say, and this could be pulling just shit out of my ass, like a mile wide.
Really?
Shit out of the ass, bro. Definite shit.
I'm going with it.
I have to believe that is
maybe at the top,
a
maybe
mile
at the top,
wide.
maybe at the top.
Yeah, but you think about wind. It goes think about stop and think about
this
wind
wind
for a
sure
second.
does blow.
Yeah, well, when it blows everywhere. Yeah. So why is it so crazy that it could be a mile wide if it's blowing if EF3 is going 165 miles?
I'm thinking
an hour.
about the actual tornado itself.
Like, are you thinking about the part that's touching the ground?
I'm thinking about maybe
about
like
top?
way up top in the clouds.
Because it's like
I'm thinking that maybe that could be a mile wide.
It's like an inverted.
But like if it's a mile wide at the top and it's like a few hundred feet at the bottom, what do we actually call the diameter of that tornado? I don't know. Do they go by?
I would
say, I would guess.
Like right in the middle where it's like the most medium diameter.
The median.
I would say the average destructive force of the tornado in actuality.
What does that mean?
Yeah, like I'm saying,
talking about the width of the tornado.
Nothing at the same time.
So if the tornado is 20 feet wide,
did you just learn the word actuality like an hour ago?
I Googled it. Yeah,
In actuality.
In all actuality,
the juxtaposition between.
Well, when you think about so there's houses 30 miles away. It's not going to touch those.
Nathan's got it.
I don't have the exact, or not the exact, but an average width of them because everyone is different. But there was one of them that was like over a mile wide.
Boom!
Nice.
Find out where
one
that's
of
at
them.
now. One of them, which is average. That means all of them. You only found one for one?
It was a 2013 Moore tornado.
Moore tornado.
M-O-O-R-E.
Oh.
More. Imagine there was an actual Moore tornado. Where it's like this one was more than the other. So we call that a Moore tornado. The other one was pretty small.
Imagine being the tornado watcher. You're like, well, thank God there's not more tornado. You're not going to believe this, but actually there's more tornado over there.
But look over there. And you're like, oh, shit.
More tornado. More sauce. There's got to be just something. I just can't believe, because we get gusts here in North Dakota. Like this last week, it was going up to like 50 miles an hour.
On Sunday, or last Monday, it was up to 70 plus in some areas.
And that was some strong winds, sure.
It's pretty strong. Is that tornado wind? Like, are there tornadoes that have less wind?
I think the wind
than that?
has to be like, it has to unionize to be a tornado.
Right, but like, can just wind be stronger than like just a shitty tornado? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have to be an actual tornado for it to count.
Hey, look up the biggest pussy of a tornado.
What's an
shittiest
like
tornado?
An FO1 or something like that. Smallest tornado winds.
It hit the outside of a house and then like stopped tornadoing.
Well, that's what in that video that we saw on TikTok. It like the lowest one blew over the garden gnome.
Yeah.
Like okay, we got to do that. I got to go pick up my rain gutters.
There's wind in North Dakota ripping out trees. Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
It says at the low end, there's a EF0 tornado with the winds of like 65 to 85 miles per hour.
So basically, we have that sometimes, but just without the tornado.
Without the unionization, freelance wind.
Yeah, but are these tornadoes unionizing?
Yeah, I would say the mile wide ones. That's like the culinary union. Shit ton of them, right?
Culinary.
There's a lot of restaurants.
Is there a chef's union?
There's a culinary union for sure. I don't know if chefs have like done a smaller union inside of a union. I don't even know if that's a thing really.
I think that's more of like a coup d'etat. A small union inside of a union. I think that's what we call an uprising.
What's a coup d'etat? A coup d'etat. A coup d'etat. That's what I'm thinking. A coup d'etat. What is that?
Hakuna Matata?
Is that what you're thinking of?
No.
A coup d'etat like Brutus and Caesar?
Do you know what a coup d'etat is?
No.
That's Brutus and Caesar, where he kills him,
Stab him.
overtakes him. It's a mutiny.
It's also the Uchiha clan.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard that joke about Julius Caesar? Where someone's like, who made this calendar? They should be stabbed. And then the next person's like, you're not going to believe this.
Guess what?
He was stabbed a lot. Over and over. Yeah, I don't know what a coup d'etat is. Sounds like a...
Can you pull up the actual...
Sounds like that when kind of like I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
I got you on this one.
Yeah, except it's more like, I'm going to stab your back and...
T?
What is that called?
C-O-U-T and then D-E. Or it might be... C-O-U-P.
That's a coup.
Coup d'etat. I think, is it C-O-U-P or T?
I think Google will know.
I don't know.
It's autocorrect.
Can you voice text into that laptop? Because this is French, and we can barely speak English, so...
What is that?
The coup d'etat is or simply a coup is an illegal and overt attempt by a military organizations or other government entities to unseat an incumbent.
Oh, a coup d'etat. So that's like...
Brutus and Julius Caesar.
Oh, of course.
That's
now
like
I
if
get
someone was to try to get Biden out of his spot and they're like, we're having these people run instead in the Democratic Party.
Right.
Yeah.
If there was a coup within the Democratic Party, they'd choose a new leader and he'd come in and Biden would...
What is it called when like it's like an under the table, I scratch your back, you scratch mine? Like what we did with
grease and
Ukraine.
palms.
No, there's a name for it. Fuck
like
me to
mobs
tears.
with the police when they
No.
have
It's
like dirty cops.
fuck. Kinda, but it's like the whole Biden they were going through it. I don't know. God damn it, this is pissing me off. What is it? Fucking I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Quid pro quo. Thank you very much. I got it. There it is.
Is that what that is?
Quid pro quo. Get the definition of quid pro quo pulled up. God,
You're going
I
to be
thought I was
busy
never,
today, pal.
I thought I was never. Yeah, we're dragging this sucker out. I thought I was never gonna get that quid pro quo.
I think I just heard that term.
It's a great term.
We were doing sexual harassment training for class. and that was in there.
Yeah. Do you want to? What do you got, Nate?
I failed.
Latin for something for something. It's a Latin phrase used in English to mean an exchange of goods or services in which one transfer is contingent upon the other.
Yeah. So it's like, you wash my car, I'll shoot that guy across the street. But I'm not
Wow.
shooting him until my car is washed. You know, little quid pro quo.
yeah.
That's
It's
A lot for a
come
car
on,
wash.
and I like it. Yeah. It's a lot for shooting a guy. You ever try to wash a car, bro? And just did it the other day.
Yeah. Yesterday.
You didn't talk about grease and palms. That was
Dude, yeah, it was.
Down and
It
dirty.
took some out. Well, my truck was dirty.
I'm a little nervous now.
I scrubbed the shit. Yeah. Who? I washed my truck, so who's going to shoot somebody for me?
I think it has to be determined beforehand. I don't think you can bring a task you did to the table.
If I wash
A
my
week
own
la- a
truck,
week
I
prior.
did this. Now
That's-
I need this from you.
yeah, I'm going to wash my own truck, but I need you to kill the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. But I like it in the underground world for sure. You know.
Underground.
There is something about mobs that is just
Fascinating.
I
it's
just
really
started
cool.
on Netflix How to Become a Mob Boss.
Mm.
It's a new show. 30-minute episodes, which I liked. Yeah, it's cool. The first one was on Al Capone. Second one was on Frank Lucas. It's kind of like a little half animated, half real footage. I like it.
I like shows and stuff. Was it more documentary?
I like shows and stuff.
Watching things.
It was documentary, yeah. So it talks about how Al Capone became Al Capone.
Right. It wasn't like a dramatization or whatever.
No,
they call it.
Yeah, it tells real stories and then like animates the parts where they don't
Right.
actually have footage of him meeting in the bar with so and so.
Right.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I like, what's the, oh man, Robert De Niro's in it, the guy from, it's a mob movie. No, it's on Netflix too.
The
The
Irishman.
Irishman?
Yeah, The Irishman. That was a good
On
one.
fire.
That was a
over here.
long one. That was like
3.5
3.5
hours.
Yeah, that
Totally
was
worth
a
it,
long
though.
one. I went and saw it in theaters. I think I pissed 4 times.
In the seat.
Yeah. I didn't want to miss it, dude.
Right down the back
Don't
of
blame you.
somebody's chair.
Nothing.
Somebody's just like
2 rows
some
ahead,
chick-
arced across.
Some chick's just like, my hair's wet. Somebody spilled their drink.
the hell?
Nothing worse than having to go piss in the middle of the movie. I won't do it.
I won't do it either.
Because you never know what's going to happen. And you try to time it with a little bit of like lull in the movie, but they could just come right back.
I hate it so much. And the people that just willy nilly, oh yeah, I'll go pee. I don't care. I'm like, do you even care about the movie?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Do you?
I
you-
sometimes
do
I
you
don't have
care
a
about the
choice. sometimes I don't have a choice. I mean, of course I care about. I paid
If you're
money.
gonna piss your pants, yeah, you definitely should go.
I bought the popcorn and I bought the sodies. Like I'm locked in. I
Yeah.
paid an exorbitant amount of money to be here. It cost
Some
me
bunch
to
of
see
crap.
this one movie would have cost me 6 months of Netflix, and I could have watched thousands if I wanted to.
It's the same philosophy, and I'll throw Shane under the bus here, but she's better at it now that I brought it up. But when we're watching a show at home on TV, she'll just get up and go to the kitchen and be like, don't pause it. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm just
So
going
what
to
are we
shoot myself
doing
in the
it for?
face then. How about that? So it's like, I'm always going to pause it. And sometimes when I'd walk, if I go to the bathroom or go to the kitchen, I'm pausing it and then going.
Yeah.
So now that we had that conversation, which is good, it's pause on both
Please
ends.
stay in your seat until the film is over.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have to go somewhere, I have no problem pausing it.
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry.
That's
I
why
don't
I'm
want you
watching
to
it
miss
at
this
home.
conversation.
No, because then they're going to come back and ask you 20 questions about what just happened. You go,
And then
well,
you mix.
I could have paused.
Yeah, then you miss another 5 minutes.
And if you're like, I'm just gonna go to I gotta go grab a drink out of the kitchen, or whatever. It's like, oh, so you don't really care about this show then,
Mm-hmm.
You don't care if someone gets stabbed right now, and you just say, oh, what happened? It's like, oh, you don't want
Whoa.
to see that, yeah. But we've gotten over that bridge,
I'm glad.
It's good.
I'm glad. It sounds like that was a big gripe for you.
Was man, it was.
I get it. I get it completely.
It's not that big of a thing, but I did bring it up and said, hey, do you hate me? You just
I would have done the exact same thing.
Sarah.
What are we do? We sat down to do this together, and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Why don't you just pack your shit?
Yeah.
Get out. Speaking of mobs, you guys know Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Not personally.
And not personally, no, but the actor.
Yep.
Did you know that before he was an actor, he was one of the highest power, most feared people in San Quentin, like the worst prison?
Checks out.
You had no idea though?
No, but
Because
it
I had
checks
no
out.
idea
I didn't either. But
Is he not on George Lopez?
no, I don't think so.
that
He
Like-
might have
like
made an
him, though.
appearance.
he probably made an appearance.
He was in Spy Kids.
That's what I'm thinking of. I think there's a love triangle there, right? Because George Lopez was in Spy Kids, Trejo.
Yep.
It's like
Like
it's
there's
like
love
the
triangle.
Adam Sandler thing. Where he's just got all his buddies
Yeah.
in all of his
It's
movies.
the Mexican Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
He's like the Mexican, what is it? Madison Productions? Madison?
Happy Madison.
No, can't be it.
I think
Adam
it is.
Sandler's.
yeah.
It's Happy Madison.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Terrific.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like the Mexican version of Happy Madison. Yeah.
Drug cartel.
No, Broden, come on.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
insane, Paul.
So he was. Did you have more on that, or just
Not entirely,
cool
no,
fact.
but I just had no idea because I just saw that on TikTok the other day where it's like Salma Hayek, the first time that once she became an actress, something about Danny Trejo had this tattoo on his chest
of Salma Hayek?
of Salma Hayek,
Really?
but it wasn't
Shut up.
it wasn't like they had never met before, and he had already had the tattoo, and it's like he had a dream or a vision. I didn't get that far into the video, but he saw her and he ripped his shirt open and he said, "I've known you longer than I've actually known you. I know you from somewhere," because he had this whole this woman on his chest tattooed, and it's insane. And so they went home together. They went back to her
Had a
house.
kid?
I don't think so. Good for him.
Tried?
Though. Maybe good for him. But
Yeah, you
and
go
then
home with Selma Hayek. You're trying to have a kid. Come on now.
yeah, and I think then she just started picking his brain and just found out that he was this horrible
What
convict. Super
landed Danny Trejo in San Quentin?
that'd be
I'd
a
love to know
great
this.
Google
Yeah.
search actually.
'Cause-
Kidnapped
What-
Salma Hayek.
Yeah, probably got a tattoo of her and then left.
Yeah, bro, you had a weird asphyxiation with Salma Hayek. I don't know if I use that word right.
Salma Hayek. Are you on that Google
No,
search?
asphyxiation.
Asphyxiate. That's when you choke people.
Why did Danny Trejo go to prison?
A fixation.
A fixation is what I meant. You choked out Salma Hayek all of
Choking
that.
the shit. Selma Hayek has always been a celebrity crush, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beautiful woman.
She
Yeah.
is.
I just remember when Grown Ups came out, you just loved her.
Yeah,
Crank
I've seen
Hog.
that. Yeah, I've seen that movie enough.
More times. No, exactly.
Couldn't tell you what
Positive.
it's about, but
Yeah. What do you got?
In 1968, he went to prison for assault, theft, and drug-related crimes.
that's it.
All in one sitting. Happens. Yeah.
But the scariest convict. So Marilyn Manson.
that-
super bad dude.
Which
Charles
is
Manson.
Charles Manson. Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson is a real dude. He's like-
Marilyn Manson is way too close to Marilyn Monroe.
yeah, there's Charles Manson, Marilyn Manson,
Talk about another love triangle.
Marilyn Monroe.
But
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson was the singer.
Marilyn
Yes,
Manson
yeah.
Monroe. Charles Marilyn Manson Monroe.
Charles Manson was the murderer. And so he was also in San Quentin, and pretty scary guy. And he requested that like Danny Trejo protect him. Like that's how powerful he was in San Quentin. That like he had power over everybody in there.
Marilyn Manson. Charles Manson is the guy that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is after, correct?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever
Manson
seen
cult?
that movie, but yeah, that was the Annabelle movies and the Conjuring part of the Conjuring. You know, the Annabelle doll from the movies. That had something to do with like a true story of the Manson murders or whatever.
I don't believe that shit.
Really?
No.
Why not?
Annabelle? Is it based on a true story?
Yeah, Annabelle, that's a real doll. The Warrens, the Ed and Lorraine Warren, like those are real people, real exorcists.
You just not buy into like crazy stuff like that or like scary stuff?
I just thought it's a horror movie they made and wrote to be like,
No.
let's make a scary movie.
It probably.
What's the odds that Ed and Lorraine, that's a real thing, and also Ed and Lorraine Bobbitt are real people?
Who is that?
Lorraine Bobbitt bit off Ed Bobbitt's cock.
Damn.
It's a different type of exorcist.
Dude, Nathan Ash, what is that there?
I'm so glad you didn't turn that.
Is that
computer
it?
around
Is that-
to a severed cock?
That's the doll?
Can you close that pop up?
Yeah. No, I saw it. He was just showing me the photo. Google Ed and Lorraine Bobbitt because I'm pretty sure that's the cock muncher. Pretty sure.
There's no way.
Dude, yes, there's a documentary on Lorraine Bobbitt. Like she was so mad at her husband or something.
They got real footage.
Or maybe cut his dick
Pure
off.
footage.
Cut it off with either teeth or a knife of sorts.
Speaking of stuff like that, I saw this one video not too long ago of this dude walked in on his woman cheating on him with another man, and the dude had like a full on like chef's knife, stabbed the dude like 3 times on his way out the door, and then stabbed his wife like, I don't know, probably 120 times. And I must have watched 119 of those stab wounds.
It was a Cutco Knives commercial.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
It was like real footage?
Yes, it was security camera footage.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's like, I try to keep the mind pretty pure, but like when something morbid like that comes across like
Right.
the feed, I can't help but watch.
I
Like
can't
look.
watch.
I can't
yeah,
look
you
away.
can't look away from a car
I
crash.
can't. Yeah, I know. Like I saw some video. Terrible.
Can
like,
you?
Murders on, I can't.
There's one
Really?
that always sticks in my mind that I saw probably in like 7th or 8th grade on Twitter when Twitter had like no regulations whatsoever of this dude throwing a dog off like a 10-story building, and you watch it hit. And it's like imprinted in my head.
Yeah. I saw one where some dude tried to commit suicide and he jumped like 6 stories off a building and he lived. And of course, people are coming up and just recording it. And this dude's legs are just blown out,
Oh,
like bone shards, like everything's just, and he's just like laying there, like moving around, like out of it. Oh, it's just insane.
oh, he's still like conscious.
Yeah, still like,
Oh,
didn't die like immediately. I'm sure he died afterwards, but just like, it's. I mean, it was
He's
like
getting queasy. He's turning pale.
I don't like that.
it
Let's keep
wasn't
talking
cool.
about this.
It wasn't cool
There-
to watch. Or I saw,
Baltimore riots, 2013, 2014, Baltimore riots. I remember seeing a video of a dude jumping off a skyscraper, like 100 and some stories up, and listening to him hit the ground was a gunshot.
yeah,
And you watched him the whole
Maybe
way
he
down.
popped
to
his
see.
Achilles
no.
Well,
Or
does he
that
have like
maybe.
30 Achilles? Because it was pretty loud.
too, I think.
It had to
Nathan?
be.
Were you wondering what would happen to Lorena Bobbitt?
Yeah.
She,
Choked.
in 1994, a jury found her not guilty by reason of insanity for slicing off her husband John
Slicing.
Wayne's Bobbitt's penis.
Oh, John Bobbitt. Sliced it off. Not with the teeth, but still not
But
great.
not guilty based off
What do you
insanity.
prefer?
So I
Well, just because
trying
like
to get to this answer, I found like a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
Where about her, and apparently like for like 20 years she was like
Insane.
abused by
trying to cut it off.
No,
Oh,
for 20
Abuse.
years, he just keeps going. Quit.
Yeah, he kept wearing like steel boxers and finally caught him in the shower one time.
he's wearing a nutty buddy for 20 years.
Yeah, that'll do it. just kept throwing fastballs at his junk.
Dude, remember when you first got the Nutty Buddy
Yeah.
and we were really testing it out? I remember you were like, dude, they shot 100-mile-an-hour fastball at this guy wearing it. And you were like, go ahead, like throw this at me.
Yeah.
And you had me throw a baseball at your nuts.
It was on Sports Science, I think.
Yeah.
99-mile-an-hour fastball to the beanbag.
And the guy didn't even of course it hurt him a little bit,
he
but
backed up. But,
he was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
And then you
you're
had
gonna
me.
move. You just got hit by a 100-mile-per-hour ball.
Yeah.
And when I threw it at you, it must have been at least, how old were we? 12? So, I don't know,
70, 75.
at least 48 miles an hour.
Yeah. Nathan?
And for all of you at home who are worried about that same thing happening to you, after a 9-hour surgery, he was able to get his penis reattached and return to normal function.
Normal function.
Yeah.
How? I don't believe it's normal function. There's no fucking way. Normal
That's what they're
function?
saying.
When did this
Normal
happen?
function.
What they're saying?
94.
That's what they're saying.
94. If they could have it normal function in 94, they
could
could have it like better
Get
function
it,
after.
They could get it bigger after.
Yeah, they could do a lengthening during the whole thing.
We stretched it for you before we put it back on.
Yeah,
It was while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
She.
You
it
imagine
must have
waking
been a
up-
nice knife. Like,
waking
if you
up and
think
your
about it.
horn's gone.
I think I'd rather be asleep than if it's gonna happen. I'd rather be asleep than like.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: if I'm awake, it ain't gonna happen.
That's the thing. Imagine.
Are you gonna cut it?
Hey, no one-
Are you done?
No one gets tricked into their own cock getting cut off.
No.
You don't get what's it? Bernie Madoff into your own
Yeah.
de-wienering.
Hey, let's see if measured against the size of this knife.
You're the boss.
It's a paring knife.
It's the boss.
Go ahead. Let's see. Is it bigger than that knife?
Yeah, God. Yeah, I
Well,
don't think
put
that. I don't think that happened.
You know what? I think it could be bigger than that knife.
It is now.
Let me unbutton these real quick.
Wow, the triple drink. I don't know if that's ever happened on the show.
Trifecta. That
It's an Easter egg for the viewers.
Yeah, not
I
listeners.
wonder what the people that view it based on listen to it are. I bet it's 95.5.
My mom was
95
watching
listeners.
it yesterday.
95% listeners, 5% viewers.
I know when my mom watches it, it's watched.
Really?
Yeah.
On the big screen?
In the living
TV at
room
home.
of
Yep.
the house I grew up in.
That's how my mom was watching it. Yeah, it was on the
Really?
TV in the living room. Yeah, she sent me a picture. I was wearing my Barley Pop sweatshirt.
Speaking of my parents, they just sold their house. Congratulations, my
Really?
parents. Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Do you have are you kind of sad you're losing the child?
No, I don't really care.
Really?
Yeah, my mom made sure to ask me if I would
If
be
you cared.
upset if they sold it.
What
I
if
was
you
like-
said, yeah?
I said,
you're really upset.
you guys are just making like a lot of money
Are
on
they
this.
staying in town?
Dude, I don't know.
I gotta.
They're not going to move. Like,
What do you mean you don't know? They sold
They
the
have
house.
to move.
They're going
they
somewhere.
don't
They
have
can't
a
live in-
house bought.
They can't live in
What?
that house anymore.
I think so. My mom works at the school, so she has summers off. Obviously, I think they might live out at the farm for a little while, at least during the summertime, which is
Man.
40 minutes from town. So
I was gonna say that's going to be a hefty drive for your dad.
he don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, when they go out to the lake and stuff, they'll stay for like the whole week, and he'll just drive there from work.
Yeah.
So
You know, the more I think about it, growing up with you, I would never do what your parents did ever. I don't
Yeah.
think I ever thought about their jobs one time. Same with yours.
That's fine.
I
think
still
you're-
don't really know.
I don't know.
I think
I don't
your
know
dad
how mom
retired?
does.
Your mom works somewhere. Does your mom work at the
Somewhere.
hospital?
She works somewhere. Yeah.
She work at Trinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a nurse, right? She's an RN.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew that. Like,
What's your dad's like a surveyor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or
He's a land surveyor and for the
U.S. Army Corps of
US
Engineers.
Yeah.
Really?
No, for the USDA,
Oh.
the Department of Agriculture.
Oh,
So
oh,
he
is that
go,
what that is?
United
thought-
States Department of
thought
Agriculture, USDA.
United States Drug Administration.
That's the other USDA.
Oh,
But so
It's
he
the
he goes
DEA.
out and like his specialty format and stuff, and so he goes out and he surveys and plots all these points for like farmers and stuff. I think it's still applicable now that he moved down to Indiana.
Holy
But-
Christ. Talk about not knowing shit. What is a section, a quarter? I live on this, that.
I have no idea. When somebody's, I got 20 some acres, I go,
Yeah,
couldn't tell-
20 acres on section 13 right off Highway 12. I'm
Couldn't
like,
tell you what
fuck
that is.
me.
Nice though.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think that's more acres than I have. Nice.
I got less acres on my residential plot.
How much is an acre, Nathan?
In football fields, please.
Yeah. So I can actually think about it. Thank you.
That's the only way I measure big parts of land.
is an acre like 0.68 square miles, something like that.
Now you lost me again.
Yeah, which means also nothing to me.
So I could run around that in probably 8 minutes.
I know the farm is 1,700 acres of total land, not all connected, but
Yeah,
so it's a
again,
lot.
Got a perfect one for you. If you could picture a football field that's pretty close to an acre in size, officially an acre is 43,560 square feet, and a football field is 48,000 square feet.
There you go, a little 1-to-1 for you.
Nice.
That's
Fit it
actually
in your
sick.
pea brain.
You know how
Perfect.
satisfying.
No
that is?
wonder why we use football fields for everything.
It's an acre.
The American people, because it's an acre.
The first game of football ever made was on an acre of land, and so that's just how big the field was.
It's true.
And then when somebody talks about if they have a quarter of land, that means that they have approximately 160 acres that measure approximately a half mile on a side.
Wow.
See, that's what sucks.
That's
I
what
can't visualize 160
So
football
basically,
fields.
a section.
Are they in one direction or are they like a square?
Can you buy a quarter of land
Straight. Yeah. Just a football field wide.
Yeah, from
As
here
far
to
as the eye
Bismarck.
can see.
Hey, from here to Bismarck, I got a quarter, but it's about 10 inches wide.
It'll get me there.
Straight down, yeah.
I like
Imagine
Just a
building
whole- just
something on
one
that.
row of
I built
corn.
a wall. My quarter, it just goes right down the highway.
It's just, 20 feet off to the west of the highway.
Yeah. Or what? Yeah, just a row of corn.
Yeah, one
Like one
singular
stalk
row.
of corn. That's crazy. Yeah, like when you get to that, 160 acres. Okay.
1 acre would be enough for a guy. If I could, I'd be happy build my own house on like just an acre of land.
What's like a block though?
A city block.
City block should be measured
That's
in
like 2 football fields.
I don't know. Blocks vary, don't
But
they?
I would say like yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the country doesn't really have blocks, you know.
no.
If I'm thinking of our block that we live on, it's like probably 3 football fields just side by side.
Yeah.
Side by side or end to end. It's different now.
Football field is more than I think I'd need, but
A football
Be cool
field
to
is
have.
33 yards wide, but 100 yards long, 120.
Yeah, so I'm saying 33 and then 33 and then 33.
Okay.
All 100 yards.
So you think our block is 100 yards long?
sounds like that's what it
Maybe
is.
No.
A little longer.
Yeah.
Probably a little longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
100 yards from street to street?
Yeah, from
100 yards is a long ways.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, think about what do you hit a golf shot with? What club gets you 100 yards? Like a 60 degree, 58?
Yeah, 50 degree.
100 yards ain't that long, man. It's shorter than you think.
It is, but that's a golf ball the size of 3 quarters. The coin kind.
Not quarters of land.
Dude,
That's a golf ball the size of 3 quarters of land.
That'd be super.
I don't think 100 yards is like when I was a kid, sure, 100 yards was a lot, but now like I
What do
do
you think it is
everything in
from
100 yard
2nd
increments.
Avenue until whatever road Mick lives on
Central Avenue to
to 2nd Avenue?
is that this one right down here to the south
It's a
of
park road.
you? That's like a few hundred yards.
You think so?
Yes.
What about our 17th Street
To
to 18th right behind us?
that's different.
Wow, this is riveting podcast. We're getting down to-
These
People
blocks
are like, I don't care about
they're
17th
shaped in rectangles, right? They're longer north and south than they are east and west.
Okay, so maybe it's 5 football fields side by side.
No fucking way. I'm gonna measure it after this.
That's only 150 yards. Yeah,
5 football fields?
I could do it right now on my phone, actually.
No.
Nathan
got?
knows.
I got it pulled up. A city block is usually between 2 to 5 acres.
2 to 5. That's square.
Dude, I'm losing my mind here. This is
2 to 5 acres
got-
right there. We just said it. That's
Yeah,
football
but we're
fields.
going from yards back to acres to, and we don't even know how many yards are in an
Most
acre.
City blocks
Yeah, we do.
are
4,300.
660 feet by 330 feet, or 217,000 square feet.
So it's a football field by 2 football fields, is what it is. 330 by 660.
It also depends on the neighborhood, though.
Yeah. Should we talk about this?
I
on
just
the
did it on
podcast?
my phone. It from whatever central to second is 308 yards.
Says who?
It says my very accurate hunting application.
Whatever.
Okay.
I think you guys just are dumb.
So you're telling me I couldn't, if I teed up a golf ball
No, I don't
on
think
Second
you could.
Avenue. I couldn't drive it to Central Avenue.
Not on the fly.
I could.
No, not on the fly.
What do you mean?
Maybe you could, but you'd have to get a hold of it. It'd be one of your better drives for sure.
I'd do it.
You've done it before, but
That's crazy. Whatever. What else you got?
Speaking of land, grizzly bears are set to be reintroduced to Washington State after years of debate. The move would restore a keystone species to the North Cascades.
bring a lot more there.
You want to?
Yeah, bring a lot more to Washington. I feel like they could they could use
do
some
away
checks
with
and
some-
balances there.
You got it.
They're going to the North Cascades. Well, you had to just
Sorry.
put a knife to the side of my wrench,
Yeah, you did.
which is one of the best
threw
protected
you off.
landscapes in the U.S. Grizzlies were once found throughout the region, but thousands were killed for their fur. The bears haven't been spotted with certainty there since 1996, according to the National Park Service.
I'm not sure if I'll ever see a bear.
You will.
Where?
Are you ready?
Bear territory.
Well, outside of a zoo.
Are you ready to see one? Like, do you want to?
Right now, no.
I'm going to Glacier in like 3 weeks. I hope to God I see a bear there.
You probably will.
But where will I see one? That's what I'm wondering.
Other than
I'd
a
have
zoo?
to
Why don't you
hike.
go to
I
Glacier?
suppose I'll
Yeah,
hike. I'll
to
hike.
see a bear, you have to do a lot of things that you don't want to do or do.
I'll
Like you
hike.
personally.
I'll hike.
I don't think you will.
I'll hike.
For how long?
Shayna likes hiking, so I'll hike.
Will you hike for 8 miles?
Straight. Do I get a lunch break?
Well, you could do whatever you want during.
8 miles. How many football fields?
I think. Hey,
8 miles
Nathan,
is long
look
because
this up.
1 mile takes like 16 minutes for me to walk.
Dude, we can't keep going
We're not
back
doing
to this.
No, we're not. Nathan, do not type anything into that computer. I'm just saying 1 mile is like, 14, 16 minutes, somewhere in there if I'm walking at whatever pace. So 8 of them times 15, that's 2 hours it would take me on flat terrain with no
Yeah, this is
tiredness.
through mountains and
I'd do
cliffs
it.
and-
I'd do it. Better be a good destination. Better not be just like a
There could be a bear at
full
the
of
end.
bears.
yeah, hope
Just a
I.
hole
finally see
dug in the
one.
ground with like 6 bears.
Is that the scariest thing to see on a hike? A grizzly bear?
Gotta be. Yeah, because grizzlies are the bad ones. Grizzlies will kill
if it's
you
brown,
because it's fun.
lie down. If it's black, fight back. That's what they say about the bears.
Yeah.
And if it's white,
If it's white,
there's no hope.
yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. Polar bears will murder you.
Yeah. I'd say that's not scariest.
Not-
Yeah, but like in a hike situation,
What's the
like
scariest?
you're not gonna see a great
Lorena
white
Bobbitt.
shark.
yeah. that might haunt me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably keep an eye open.
Get
Being
to the
around
end, I'm like,
Carolyn now.
Oh shit. And she just standing there,
Well, that's the thing. If you're sleeping too,
Cleaver.
if you're sleeping and you feel a little tug and you start to wake up, you're like, "What's up, babe?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Because John Wayne Bobbitt's probably he's probably not immediately thinking the second he wakes up and he's got some motion down there.
Yeah.
And he's going,
That
it's
it's a
been
knife.
20 years and this
Finally.
he must have known something was up, right?
Yeah.
Like he just beat this chick up for 20 years, apparently,
Had to have.
allegedly. And then,
Yeah.
you're not getting woke up
Now
to that.
Now she wants to start the lawnmower.
Right?
Come on.
Yeah, bears are. I don't know if I'll ever see one, but I want to
will.
actually. I want to go to Banff. So I think there's.
I
bears
would love
there.
to go to Banff
Should we do that?
as a group.
Sure.
Even if it's just us, I'd be down to go.
Like me and you.
Yeah. Do they have Dover there? Yeah,
They
man.
have Dover there.
Get Dover breakfast in Banff.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
what
sure.
this is the perfect time to do what we talked about.
Yeah, it is. I'm not actually gonna do that because I'm over it. But last week when you were the podcast, when you were a little flaky on that,
It was a miscommunication.
It's fine. Yep, and we're not gonna talk about it. But I told Broden, I said, I just wish I could do it back to him one time, but I know he's not gonna care. And then we were just talking, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell him let's go on a Doba or he owes me Doba.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go there, and I'm just not gonna show up.
So now Banff.
So that's why. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll meet you in Banff. dude.
I'll see you there.
And I'll fly thousands of miles.
And they're like, where you at? And I'm like, I'm not coming, bitch. Show up for the podcast. But yeah, I was gonna do that at
You're,
Cadova.
you're perfectly correct. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Especially if I was in Banff. I'd be like, Oh, all right. Well, I'm already here.
And that's
so.
the thing is you just like,
Yeah, right. You're gonna show up to Banff expecting to meet him, and he doesn't show up, and you're just gonna be like, whatever, Duck's back.
I would be a little perplexed. I would say I can't believe he bailed on this trip. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, your burps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says you.
Holy shit.
It says you.
Why are they so acidic? It's like vinegar.
Okay, we don't care
I
about
just
birds.
ate
What do you
an
got,
entire
Liam?
frozen pizza. I do want to talk to you about, so when they're getting these bears and they're relocating them.
How do they horse trailer?
Um,
A leash?
They put them in trucks
Scooby snacks.
so that they sleep them
I just pictured them like
in the back
passenger
seat.
seat.
It wakes up.
Get in there.
Where are we
He's
going?
got a pair of pants on and a ranger hat like Smokey the Bear.
going across state lines. Who's that? That's my buddy.
Pull them out of the woods, give them an outfit, get them in the truck.
Yeah, that's how you smuggle bears around.
Order.
But they can do it with like helicopter, like stuff like that.
It's like Scooby Doo on the plane. They just dress him up in a sundress.
Yeah.
So now they're sitting in a helicopter?
No, they tether them up to it and then
Oh.
they fly across.
They drag them on a rope?
Yeah, they drag him across. They drag him
in
7
the
states
air.
away.
No, actually, how do they do it with the helicopter?
You know how helicopters work?
Yeah.
They fly.
So they go up and then
Where's
they go
the
to
bear, though?
tethered down low. They got it hanging.
Hanging. So you weren't being sarcastic.
No, I
They're
was
dragging
being
it by a
serious.
rope.
They're not. Well, when you
they're
say
not
drag,
dragging it.
yeah,
No,
drag.
like
is-
dragging it through the air.
Okay.
I think, you
I
know?
guess, yeah.
They're
Not
hauling
dragging
it.
it on the ground.
They're carrying.
Yeah, I was
They're
gonna say.
carrying the bear via net.
Yeah. Dragging it behind you, you know?
Yeah, kind of.
Sure, if that makes sense.
Wasn't it you just
It
showed
does.
me the video of how they
That's what
relocate?
I'm going to pull it up.
Mountain
Have you ever
goats?
heard of mugging?
Yeah. Probably not. what
Not
you're
like
talking
this
about.
though. Guess what?
Yeah.
So I just saw this thing on Steven Rinella's Instagram page where when they're relocating like goats and stuff, like mountain goats and stuff like that, they have these people, they're called muggers. They put them in an orange jumpsuit.
Pretty similar to what you're thinking of.
And they put them pretty much, they go, get in the helicopter.
They put them in jail so they
These might as well, these could
so
be
they
inmates.
can get in the right mindset,
Yeah.
learn from.
They look like inmates because they give them an orange jumper and they give them a white motorcycle helmet straight from India. Every Indian man on a moped has one of these helmets. And they say, that's the one we want. Go get it. And
my God.
look at this fucking video. Tap on that,
Oh,
man.
God, I gotta put my
Are
glasses
they?
back on.
Tap on this with the jumper.
Which one?
The one, orange jumpsuit apparatus right there.
You know, now that you mention it, are these U.S. Fish or wildlife people?
No,
Probably.
Just hanging out at 7-Elevens, just
Look at
seeing
him wrestle
how they-
that thing.
guys, you have to go to Steven Rinella on Instagram, StevenRinella, and click on the 4th latest post where he's got the orange NASA jumpsuit
Yeah.
on.
Dude. And he
Oh my gosh.
wrangled that thing. I got to watch it again.
They fell like
'Cause
100
he-
feet down the cliff.
Yeah, he goes into this little cave and grabs it, and it's game on, dude. That is the craziest thing. I had no idea.
They
people
they
did
need to
that.
dub Stone Cold entrance music over that when he jumps
Follow
out
up
of
question: Why are we relocating these animals?
I
because
think
we don't want them there.
just
But we want them here.
Exactly.
Oh God,
It's kind of like, do you remember
You
the
ex-
Trail of Tears?
I remember the name. I don't really remember what happened to it.
Yeah, it's kind
oh,
of.
so here I have an explanation for you. So in the description of that post, a fella came to our live show the other night who was involved in a desert bighorn relocation project almost a decade ago, where they were capturing animals to supplement another herd. The job you're seeing here is called a mugger, and yes, the sheep was fine, and so was the mugger mostly. So
What a
they're just
name.
dumping them into another herd. But yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They just go rob.
So what happens if you go to mug that sheep, and mugger and sheep dead?
Find the next mugger.
And find
Apparently,
the
they're a
next
dime
sheep?
a dozen to Liam.
Dude, there was another guy in that helicopter with
I wonder
an
how
orange
much a guy
jumpsuit
gets
on.
paid.
To mug
Yeah, to do that.
Look that up, Nathan. Salary of
a mugger.
mugger.
Or is it like a
Varies on
job
the
thing?
neighborhood.
Like we're gonna give you 12 grand.
Who are they mugging?
Yeah, the rich folk.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be like one of those stupid salaries where those people that change the one light bulb at the top of the tower get paid
Yeah.
$50,000 per climb.
Yeah, well, they have to climb like 6 acres up, which would be
Which
like,
is, let me do the math.
let me think of football fields.
Yeah, 6 1/4 football fields. Yeah. 6 acres.
I just couldn't. I was just driving home, rolling through Instagram, and I saw that, and I go, "There's no way that's actually real. That's insane."
Just mugging it. What does Steven Ranella do?
He's a professional hunter.
Yeah, he owns the Meat Eater podcast and the Meat Eater show that was really popular. I think they still come out with episodes, but he goes around and he hunts like
Mugs.
every animal like in the world.
Can you hire a mugger to just get it out so you could shoot it?
That doesn't sound.
Yeah. Go
super
get that
cool.
mountain goat out of there so I can pop it.
Bring it over here.
Yeah. Tie it to that tree. Did you guys know, going back to the acres, that Elliot Hopkins owns some?
He owns some acres.
Yeah. Told me.
Yeah.
Really?
Nice,
Where?
man.
Do you know where?
No.
But he owns acres.
Yep.
I guess.
Bought him from his grandma.
Pretty.
Any update on that salary?
I was going to
A
go.
mugger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could not find how much a mugger makes.
How much do people make
Did
that
you-
relocate wild animals? There's a better.
Did you Google
search
the
term.
other mugger that we were talking about? Or did you Google how much does a mugger make?
How much does a mugger make?
Yeah, you probably not the best Google. If you could type in how much does a wildlife relocation service member make, and then type in mugger at the end, just as a keyword.
Going back to the Elliot Hopkins things, the reason I brought that up is because I was going to ask you guys if you're going to buy acres.
I would love to.
When, how, where, why?
When, ideally, probably in like maybe 10 or 20 years would probably be the time I could actually afford it. Plus, with the price of land or homes, I know interest rates are terrible right now. Why? I'd like to have a little spot just outside of the city, just something I could call my own. No neighbors, nothing like that. I'm thinking about starting a
Would
garden.
you keep your...
Just to buy 100 acres to have a little 12 by 10 garden.
Yeah.
No, you'd start an acre-sized garden. I think that's called a farm.
If I
Start
mean,
a garden.
if I had enough land to like as like actual farmland, you can just have people come and farm it for you.
Yeah, you
and then
just
you get
rent
a
it out.
percentage. Yeah.
So are gardeners and farmers the same thing?
Farm, just big
Can
garden.
a farmer say, I'm a gardener? And then someone comes,
I feel like that's a
oh, let
little-
me look at your garden. It's like,
You got a plane?
goes 2 miles out.
and then now you in the back, you have a garden and you go, you want to come check out my farm?
I'm a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a
What do
farmer.
you do for a living?
I'm a
And
farmer.
you go back there, he's in coveralls, no shoes on. He's got a hat with the straw, and he's pushing a toy combine through the garden.
Making the sound.
I walk out with my sack lunch.
Just your backyard.
Shayna comes out. She's ringing a dinner bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Screaming at the top of her lungs like you're just miles away.
Can I say?
What? I'm farming. Leave me alone. I'm farming.
Food's ready. Oh, God.
In the middle of the city, and you're just having just beans and cornbread.
I just picture him in his coveralls pushing a combine.
With one of those, what on the playgrounds, the little dirt movers,
The little mini excavator.
yeah.
Asphyxiator.
Oh man, that'd be a sight to see, dude. We got to get you a pair of coveralls.
Yeah.
I want to be a farmer.
You
How
can
many-
be
you
just
think-
micro level.
Micro
Okay.
farming.
You're,
That's what it is.
I'm a
Sounds
micro-
like something.
I'm a micro farmer. Yeah. What's that?
Is that
I
like
got some
so-
tomatoes in the back.
That is what they say in California.
got
For
some
sure.
tomatoes in the back. Oh, what's a microfiber? I just got a couple things out back.
There's
In
like
my windowsill.
Yeah.
There's just a couple plants.
some basil
He's like-
leaves. They're coming up pretty good this year. It's been a harsh winter.
He's got one sunflower.
Reading the Farmer's Almanac in your spare time.
Oh, Nathan, what do you got? I know you had your finger on the button.
Like 40,000 a year.
Okay, 40,000.
That's it.
I'm not doing that.
I might do it part time just to go wrestle something.
Second follow-up question I have. What is the legal description? How many plants do I need to have to be labeled a farmer over gardener?
I think My guess would be you have to
I think it's
be
what you're
supplying
actually
it to
growing.
sell it.
To sell it or to yourself?
Yeah, like if you have it enough just to.
What if you are a doomsday prepper and you're a farmer, but you're making all that stuff to store for yourself? Because one day, you know?
I don't know. See, and
I
that's
think
where
you're
it's like,
dumb.
whoa.
Nathan?
There is no minimum acreage for farm tax exemption.
Really?
Yeah.
Turn your backyard.
I got 0.125 acres. It's my farm.
That's an eighth.
I got an eighth.
What
Yeah,
was-
it is. I got an
Well,
eighth
that
of an
movie,
acre.
you remember that movie, The Accountant?
Yeah.
So that's where he was like, when he was crunching the numbers for these people, and he was like helping them, like fudging all the numbers and stuff so they get tax breaks and everything like that. And he was talking to their wife, and he's like, "Oh, like, what do you do?" And she's like, "Oh, like, sometimes I'm retired. I'm only retired now. Like, I'll just sew once in a while and like do things for people." And he goes, "So a business?" She goes, "No, I don't do it like for money or anything." He goes, "A business." And then he's like, "Well, how do you get your supplies?" And he goes, "Oh, I just hop in the pickup and go into town and get more sewing stuff." And he goes,
Yeah.
"The company truck." Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so there you go. I mean, we're set now. If I could get a couple raised bed planters in the backyard.
Dude, I'm on the train that every person should have a business, whether it makes money or not. You should start Liam Snow Removal, and you can write shit off of that.
It's true.
Even if you
Liam's-
don't ever make money or do a job.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
might
really
get some
should.
questions, but you could go do literally twice a year
My grandma's house.
your grandma's house. You get paid $200 and show a loss. You can write off your truck as the company truck. A portion of it. You can write off any supplies you get, any snowing stuff you get, any outdoor gear, gas if you got to drive. Everyone should start a business. Now, depending on how much you want to do it, you should start a business that's like, oh, maybe I can write off more stuff doing this.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I believe they call that fraud.
Nope.
No,
Not
that's
if you're
not
actually
perfectly
running a
legal.
business.
Perfectly
You have
legal.
to actually interact in business activities. Like you have to obviously remove some snow,
Yeah.
but you tell me you couldn't find 10 people to remove their snow every year for $50, $500 a year you make.
Yeah.
Do your own driveway, charge yourself.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But he
No.
can charge you.
It's true.
Just saying, man. There's a lot of tax loopholes that you can do with a
Tons.
business.
Well, that's where you got to have an LLC established, don't you?
Yeah. So it costs you $100,
Yeah.
but $100 is going to go, it's going to help in the long run.
Yeah. I should consider that. I'd have to talk to
See
a
ya.
guy like you.
Say you have a business office. You ever got a room in your house? You got an extra room in your house?
I do. I have a computer set up on
That
the table.
square footage you can write off.
On his
What is your-
property
what
taxes?
is it? Not a property, just as a write off.
Oh,
So, like, what is your square footage of your room? 10 by 15, let's say?
Probably.
150 square feet. Let's say it's whatever. I don't even know what the standard deduction is. It's like $10 a square foot or something. $1,500, write it off. So if you owe $1,500 at the end of the year, boom, now you get $1,500 gone.
That's the thing. I've never had to owe money.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused on this because writing it off is for the taxes that you have to pay in.
Yeah. So if you
without
ever
a
have
business at all, you wouldn't have to pay in any taxes. Thus, you don't need deductions.
yes, but
So if Liam started his lawn care company, didn't do anything with it, wrote off his office, all this, what is he writing that off to?
you know that's a good question, Nathan. And I'm not an accountant, so I can't answer it. But I can do some digging for you.
Might be onto something.
It's more so, yeah. I'm trying to think.
it's
So
for
then-
people who have to pay taxes, not people who get money back on taxes.
Yeah, but if he started his whatever snow removal company, he wouldn't be able to write off the taxes that he makes from his
But-
other job.
At what point do I flip that scale?
But at what
of
point
having to
you
pay
can?
in?
So you having to pay, you decide because your withholdings is whatever you withhold makes it so you get money back or it's
Right.
even.
Yeah.
So if you have a business where you know, okay, I'm going to be writing off $2,000 a year, withhold less.
Mm-hmm.
So then at the end of the year, I mean, you get more money every month, but at the end of the year, it's going to offset. So, at the end of the year, maybe it's broken even, or you get, by the way, this is not financial advice. I think you have to say that on content. Talk to an accountant. But at the end of the year, if you're like, oh, I got $300 back this year, cool. But you could have had more money every single month, At the end of the year, when they say, "Oh, you have to pay us this much because you didn't withhold as much," you're like, "Boom, no, I don't. Here's my you know what I mean? I can write off $2,000 for my business over here." So your business is a pass through. That's like, okay, whatever your business owns, if you took a loss,
legal embezzlement.
I don't think embezzlement,
but it's legal fraud. It's legal something that sounds illegal.
It's legal, and that's what matters.
Legal. That's just the tax code. Yeah, you can. I mean, that's how it's set up because it's the tax code. The U.S. tax code is set up for businesses to be successful. There's a bunch of, like, you can do what is called a 1039 exchange, I want to say. I think it's 10 something exchange, where if I buy a property for, say I buy an apartment complex for $500,000 and I sell it for $1 million, I don't have to pay taxes on that $500,000 if I go buy another property with the money. So boom, now I can go buy $1 million property. I just gained $500,000 in equity, didn't have to pay any tax on it. Is it 1039 exchange? Yeah.
1031.
1031 exchange. Yeah. There's a lot of loopholes like that, man. That's how the rich people are rich.
Is they know the loopholes.
Yeah.
They know somebody that knows the loophole.
They know money. Yeah. Oh, you know somebody that, I know that loophole, but do I have an apartment building? No. It's good to know it, though, in case I do one day.
Well,
so this is why you start Owens Farms.
And I have to buy
Backyard.
I have to buy a bunch of land to do the farm.
Well, you'd have to, 100%. And you'd have to sell some stuff
at the farmer's
market.
Yeah.
That's why you're a farmer. You work at the farmer's market.
Yep.
Yeah.
In my company vehicle, my Ford F-150.
Yeah. It's all true. My truck, I can write off part of my truck because it's over 2,500 pounds, I think. And I use it for work. And you can only write the percentage of time you use at work. So let's say I use it 50% for work, 50% for personal.
Mm-hmm.
50% of it gets written off. Yeah. My van, 100% gets written off. Paid $16,000 for it, whatever it is, for 4 years, because my loan is for 4 years. Every year I can write off $4,000. So if I get to the end of the year, it's like, oh, you owe this much money in taxes. It's like, well, knock that down $4,000.
So once you
also knock it down $3,000 because I use this for my business, this room, my office upstairs, my studio. Okay, knock it down, 40% of my utilities for my house too, because I use the space, the electricity, the water, I use that for my business. Also knock it down, there's just a shit ton of stuff you can write off.
Right, but they'll never give you the money, right? Like let's say you get into the positive.
Correct. You'll never get money back
to where you owe 50 and then you somehow wrote off 60. You never get that 10 grand.
Correct. But it can get you a zero where you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a fine balance you need to get where it's like, okay, I need to have enough. And it's always good to show a profit. Business like that's profitability, but you want to be able to write off enough to be like, oh yeah, business broke even this year. Okay, well, yeah, but you have a brand new truck and you just redid your off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you can't really see it. It's hidden. So it sucks if you're going to sell your business or something. It's like, oh, where's the profit? You're like, oh, look outside.
For you, Liam, I'm going to be doing the same thing. But if you you made a real estate company and you put your house into it, technically, since you have a resident, all you have to do is get the paperwork for him to sign a lease. And then let's say you bought your house for $100,000 and obviously you're fixing it up, you're doing stuff to it. And let's say you put in $50,000. So you're in $150, but then you go to sell it for $2. Then literally you're renting it out and it's a business instead of just straight up paying taxes on that $50,000 that you gained while selling it. You can just put the 52 or whatever amount that it allows towards your next house. And you don't even need a tenant because technically it's your business buying it. It doesn't have to be a successful business. And then
you should start Owens Properties tomorrow. Obviously, then whatever Broden's paying you, you'd have to claim as income for the business, but then you would work that income around so you have expenses. You know what I mean? So then if you're going to go buy a new window for the basement, that's not a Liam Owens expense. That's an Owens property expense.
Yeah. That's insane. What happens when he moves out? I have no tenants. I have no leasers.
Well, then your business is going to suffer.
Well, yeah, which would be me.
Yeah. That's then nothing. You just don't operate Owens Properties.
You can still technically be.
I mean, you could still
on your own company.
It's harder if, like, obviously if you, I mean, you
Like
could have
my company owns the house and I lease it from that company.
Correct.
Because
My
I live
dad
in the house.
owns his shop, which is a different real estate company, and then his business, Superior Service, rents out the shop from the bigger company. I can't tell you all the details on like how
If he did, he'd have to
it
kill
all
you.
works out, but no, like, but it ends up making him more money than if it was just his business buying it.
It's a different entity, yeah.
And also, if he gets sued or his business does, the other business that has the shop isn't a part of or liable for anything.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Got a little bit off topic, but hopefully you guys got some business advice there. Everyone go start a business and write shit off.
I bounced the idea around of Owens Electric.
There you go. Speaking
Oh,
of,
we gotta talk
cover
about
that, that conversation after this.
So Tennessee governor signs bills allowing teachers and staff to be armed on campus.
Could you do Owens Electric just as a freelance, do residential electrical stuff or no?
I'd have to jump through a few more hoops. I can't technically right now. I have to
take a test or
I have to have
something.
my master's license, which
yeah.
I can't take until the end of this year or early next year because I have to have 1,000 hours as a licensed journeyman before I qualify to take the master's test.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get your master's license, and then you have to have an LLC, obviously, and then you have to have insurance for the LLC to cover any work that you would do.
Yeah.
And then you have to jump through, are you going to be union or non-union and stuff like that and all that other mumbo jumbo. So, I mean,
I'd look at it. Might make sense.
yeah, the only problem is that, that depends if you want it to be like successful and stuff or not. But
Yeah.
aside from,
Are you using it as a shell company for write-offs or are you using it to actually start
there we
business?
go. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because the business side of it, not beneficial. We've talked about that a few times in class where like guys like now that they're getting out, like we're almost done with the program, people have their licenses like, oh, what do you want to do? Like, do you think you'd want to like, because we've asked my instructor who has his master's license, like, would you want to like have your own business? And he goes, you would just suffer for years until you manage to get up to the level of all these other contractors that dominate Minot.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to do all the
Is
work
there-
that other people don't want to do. And all that
Is
work
it
sucks.
shitty work?
Yeah, it's in people's houses that are probably already finished, and you have to climb up in their attics, and you got to do a bunch of shit. And it's just not.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like troubleshooting, like piddly stuff, where like it sucks when I have to do it at my house, and then you think about having to do that every single day, and you're like, oh yeah.
Now it's suck balls. Yeah.
So it's just not really worth it in a cost to benefit ratio.
Well, if you ever want to, we can have a conversation. I'll help you through the process.
We could talk about it.
What else we got on there? What are we at, Nathan? Pretty good time, I think. 110. You got any more points on there?
I actually would like to hear what you started on here.
Right here with the Tennessee governor signs bills allowing teachers. Yeah.
You started that?
Yeah.
Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little. That's okay. Yeah. So that just became, that's obviously a huge debate as well. That's the thing with like Google and the news. I found like two cool things that weren't politically related. And then everything else is just, and we're in an election year, so fair enough. But yeah, so there's this whole, and there's a bunch of hoops that you got to jump through. I skimmed through the article real quick. Like
A circus performer.
if you want to, if you're a teacher or staff that you want to be armed,
Wait, so what is sorry, I missed it. You can arm students?
students
Or
back in the 50s,
Actually, historically, over the past few years, students seem to be arming themselves.
yeah.
seem to be.
Unfortunately,
Seem to not care about the direction they're given.
no. Yeah. There's a problem with
Come
these students
on.
arming themselves.
Come on, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
So what's the actual article?
Teachers are
That's-
allowed
yeah,
to.
so
They have to
teachers-
go through
teachers
some
and staff.
training, and they're
Yeah, you have to go through different types of training. You have to get something. I think it looks like it was above a carry permit, like a separate permit, like because you can have your regular concealed carry permit, this and that. You have to have a separate type of permit to be able to carry on school premises and stuff like that. You can't carry it on you.
Is this strictly guns? Can I get, and maybe outside of the school? Like I know you, like if you have your permit, concealed carry or whatever,
Yeah.
could that be like a samurai sword?
yeah. Actually, I think concealed weapon is knives
5 inches or less or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
5 inches,
Or less, yeah.
5 inches is a lot.
Anything over that is
basically a sword.
you get into like a weird, yeah. Well, that's the thing is that you can't like walking around with a sword kind of thing.
So I can't walk through the mall with a Naginta.
They'd probably prefer you didn't.
Who's they?
Mall police.
Yeah, Paul Blart have something to say about it.
Is there any license I can get where I can have 2 swords on my back like Deadpool?
2 swords. You sounded just like a nerd.
Like Deadpool.
2 swords on my back like Deadpool.
If you have a concealed permit,
You have the swords on your back permit.
yeah, you have to have the sword permit, and then you got to go through all the training. They throw a bunch of fruit at you. It's a lot.
You got to tie your hair up in a man bun and wear a kimono.
A robe.
You got to go
That's
study.
a proper name.
Yeah, you got to go be in like
You've got to go to a dojo.
Yeah, you got to go to South Asia for like 10 years.
You have to wear those stupid shoes that are like sandals, but they're wood.
Wood blocks. Yeah,
That'd be
those
good.
are insane.
Learn
It's
chopstick
just,
use.
What,
a
ninjas?
couple of wood blocks. Ninjas are awesome. I think ninjas are the coolest thing ever.
Well, ninjas are samurais.
Samurais are the
both.
Chinese ninjas.
Samurais are the
Samurais are-
Japanese ninjas.
Tomato, tomato.
No, man. I think the Japanese and the Chinese are 2 different types of people and 2 different cultures and 2 different histories. And people like you.
What are we doing here? I'm one of them.
White people like you.
Which one?
I don't know.
Them?
Mm-hmm.
Not doing this.
Don't want to get pigeonholed in this.
No, I don't.
Damn it.
Can't
You
say I
almost
blame
dug
you.
yourself deep enough for me to not let you out.
Put a little door up top.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I
So
can't
that's
get the
what
swords on my
now.
back.
If you have to have a concealed permit,
But how big? If I have a concealed permit, have it
it should be any size.
and have a 5.
I believe it's
foot
any
sword?
size.
Yeah, like whatever you can conceal.
Oh, it has to be concealed.
I don't think there's an open carry law here.
I think there might be.
No, there's constitutional carry, which is concealed constitutional carry. You just have to be a resident.
So can anybody? Is there a permit where I can have a gun on my hip and everyone can see it?
That'd be open carry.
That yeah.
And that's-
North Dakota does not have
No, we don't have open carry here.
No. But we
What
do have
does?
constitutional carry.
Yeah.
it, which is you have to also carry the Constitution on your other hip
Yes. You have to be able to recite the Constitution from memory if anybody asks you.
backwards,
Yep.
forward and backwards. What do you got, Nathan?
So I know the main difference between the constitutional carry and the regular concealed carry in North Dakota is your normal concealed carry. If you have your permit, you can keep your gun on you at all times of the day, and you can have one in the chamber. But if you wanted to constitutional carry, you can have it on you during daylight hours, but you cannot keep one in the chamber. And then
That'd be sick. It's like COD. Like
And
if
you
I
have to
use
if
it.
you
I get
have
a
it, you have to
shotgun
disclose to cops,
well, that's
any law enforcement.
any
that I have.
I don't
it.
think
Yeah.
that's true because I have my class 1 and I don't have to tell police if they pull me over.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
is
I have my
class one?
too,
But they can
I
also
tell
see
them
when they
every
run your
time.
plates and you come up, they see that you have a concealed carry license.
Every time I get vouched onto base, I get asked, "Are you carrying?"
Yeah.
Yeah, because they see
yeah.
it. That's like the first thing that
You're
pops
like I
up
ain't
when
stepping, dog.
And then at night,
what
Nathan's
you
just
said?
walking around. He's doing the crip walk. He's like, no, I don't got nothing on
Hey,
me.
can you imagine? I had my concealed carry with a samurai sword, and the cop pulls me.
It's on your back?
I'm like, look at my back, bitch.
Check this thing out.
He goes, the Deadpool permit.
Yeah, that would be a great permit.
The Deadpool permit.
Deadpool permit. Yeah.
Is that what you would go for if you were going to conceal carry, not a gun? Would you go for the 2 samurai swords on the back?
Nunchucks would be cool.
Yeah.
They fit in my pocket.
Just got them hanging out of your back pocket.
Yeah.
And everyone says, don't want
A
to mess with
Trojan
that guy.
longbow.
Probably like throwing stars in my sock or something.
Seems
Might
like
hurt.
a long ways to go to get to the throwing stars.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Like, oh god, tie my
Gotta
shoe quick.
scratch this real quick.
Yeah, they're gone.
Poison dart gun. Blow dart gun.
That'd be good too. Trying to think of other weapons I'd like to conceal. You know, like a busted bottle.
Where are you concealing that?
A WWE steel chair.
It's a metal chair. Can you imagine
Giant walking around with it. What's that?
on your back?
A chair. I have a permit.
Yeah.
He's got a ringside apron in his car that he just pulls. He pulls out a table, a ladder, and a chair, and
Yeah. Probably like an Indiana Jones whip would be
and
cool.
he
Bullwhip.
Yeah.
He's going to do a good citizen thing, and there's a shooting going on, and he just whips out a ring and challenges this guy for the world heavyweight title, no holds barred.
Easton run in there and go, stop shooting, and then he does the nunchucks all over the place. Knock it off.
Out of my jacket, like out of my.
That's enough out of you.
Time to meet your maker.
And we got 2 of them.
Nunchucks are hard to use, I've heard.
Yeah, they're insane. I love those videos when people are using them and they just hit themselves right in the forehead.
How about like a cannon?
Yeah,
like a
now
real,
we're
like
talking.
Like a wheeled one.
And you're pulling it along on a rope.
He's got it disguised as a horse.
What's that?
Walking my cannon. That'd be good. Fun fact about the old, you know how like I want to win a gun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shayna has now told her family, and her family's putting my name in gun raffles.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
Honestly,
I think so.
Why wouldn't it be?
If I pay $20, I put this ticket's for Liam Owens.
Yeah.
You know? And then, so I'm hoping one day I get a random call. Hey, you won a flintlock.
A flintlock. That's your choice.
He's got a blunderbuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be so sick.
Anybody breaks in, you're gonna turn them into mist.
Like we got you a rifle. I'm like, do you load it with a big stick and gunpowder? Yeah. They're like, no, we don't use those anymore. Then I don't want it.
Damn it.
Take it back.
Yeah. Full on Civil War cannon.
I wonder if you can enter a raffle for that.
Easton's concealing a pirate ship.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have those.
Really?
Pirate ships?
A cannon.
Oh.
Pirate ship, probably.
I think a cannon.
How sick would it be if out on Lake Sakakawea one day we're just out there and there's a full-on pirate, like skull and crossbones, wooden ship.
That would be
just
nuts.
firing cannons.
Do they make ships out of wood anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Small ones.
Not big ones?
No.
Micro ships.
Do you know that there's like 2,000 cargo containers that are just tipped over and lost at sea every year?
Really?
Yeah, because it gets just too choppy and wavy, and they have them stacked way high.
Which I don't get how they stay stacked like that. Like there's no sort of locking mechanism.
Ratchet straps.
Really long ones.
In the U.S., a cannon that uses loose powder and shot ignited by a fuse, flintlock, or by cap is not regulated by federal law.
Ooh.
So that means I can have it.
You can just and you could just walk it right down the street too, because it's
like
not
a little
considered
pony.
a firearm.
Yeah. That's my cannon.
Can I have one in the chamber with that?
You could. I think you're probably fine up to the point until you.
You better hope there's.
I think there only is one in the chamber. What are you gonna do? Carry a cannonball in your back pocket?
A bowling ball bag?
Yeah. You got 3 of them, and you miss. Hang on.
I got a wheeled bowling ball bag I pulled behind me with 3 cannonballs. Don't fuck with me, man. That'd be good.
That's what he does. Every night he locks his front door, just a few feet beyond it is a cannon pointed straight at it.
Fuse into his bedroom.
Yeah, just a 20-foot fuse.
20 foot. Can you imagine?
5 minutes later,
Someone's shimming the door, and they go, "What's that?"
It's like a Tom and Jerry skit.
You hear that?
He's already ran off with all your stuff, and next thing you know, a cannon just fires straight into your neighbor's bedroom across the street.
5-minute fuse. They're already gone.
I wonder if you could get a quick acting fuse or something.
Or you come out from the side door, pushing the cannon, and meet him at the front door. You go, stay right there. You're cranking, trying to aim it.
Came to the wrong house. What about like a mortar?
That might be different. Because
You know how the U.S. the U.S. military has the big thing that like pile drives into the ground? Is that a mortar?
Yeah.
I want one of those.
You could just make one.
He's got a Sherman tank.
Sherman P. William tank in the garage.
Sherman P. William.
P. Sherman Wallaby Way, Sydney. Is that what you're going for?
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Hey, Google weapons that aren't regulated by the federal government. And I'm
You're going to get put on a list.
Make sure you type in cool weapons.
Yeah.
I don't want to see like
Google big events near me.
In the separate tab. How to make cannonballs.
And then type in what does gasoline and styrofoam do?
Can you imagine? The search results. Cannonball.
ATF is going to be on Nathan's door with a piece of paper that says, "Do you remember typing these in?"
I was forced.
Nope.
As I'm wheeling
Listen to
my
our
cannonball out.
podcast.
Yeah.
Get off my property. Get off my property.
Pushing the cannon into the closet. Nope. That thing?
What's that?
You
Not
guys
mine.
know you don't regulate that, right? I was just going bowling.
You don't regulate.
I wonder if you could use a bowling ball as a cannonball.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be relatively
I think
the
you
same
could
size.
do like watermelon if you had to.
I don't think you could do water.
it would shoot apart the watermelon. but,
Yeah.
Like if it was the right
Who would you
size.
shoot it at?
Watermelon. I got a few types of people in mind.
Criminals.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who they are. Criminals.
Oh, God.
Bad people.
Getting to the end of the episode here.
What else could I think you could shove just about anything in a cannon and it'll shoot it out. If it'll fit, it'll go the other way.
Small people.
Yeah, who's that dude you were just telling me about?
Deep Roy. He was in mine. He's a Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka.
North Hill Bulls about to wonder why their house balls are all
Yeah.
going missing.
What the hell?
The house ball. That's awesome.
Well,
Not
there's
their
people that
balls.
bring their own.
I know. It's funny, though. Oh, yeah.
They're
I get that
going to
one.
wonder
House
a
ball.
lot once you wheel a cannon into there.
So then actually...
You're
you could
firing it
do-
at the pins.
Lane 13, please.
you could
Just
do
one
that,
game.
Because you could wheel it in and say it is not unlawful for me to wheel around this cannon.
I think
And it's also not unlawful to just, place your bowling ball in the cannon.
Could you
Bowling ball.
imagine just no shirt, no shoes, no cannon?
no service.
Easton's outside with this cannon.
Bro, that would mean they have to have a cannon to be there.
A cannon would have had to show up at some point.
No, but no shoes, no shirt,
Oh,
no cannon means everybody that comes through the door has to have a cannon. Oh God, that'd be awesome. Where's your cannon? We can't. We have to bring one to bowl here.
where's your cannon?
Where's your LeBaron? You ever seen the movie Freddy Got Fingered? Yeah, it's
Can't
good.
say I
You
have.
should watch it. He buys a LeBaron a car. It's your roast gonna be fucked.
I'm worried about my chicken.
Yeah, we can wrap it.
Yeah, all I got left is that the number of measles cases around the world nearly doubled from 2022 to 2023.
Guilty.
That's not cool. One climber dies, one survives with traumatic injuries after 1,000-foot fall off a mountain in Alaska.
Survived. Oof.
Yeah. And Biden officials indefinitely postpone ban on menthol cigarettes. Thank God.
Not a political podcast.
Nothing about banning cannons, though, huh?
Nothing about the cannons.
Did you
Not
ever get
yet.
that list of?
It's way easier to find the guns that you, or the things that you can't have than to find the things that you
Can.
So I
would
just
be
got
frowned upon.
I got brainstorm. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to think about cool weapons you could put in your nightstand.
I just
Or
don't
near
know a
your
ton about
nightstand.
weapons. You know.
And you could just, I'm going to probably just order like 4 cannons and mount them on each corner of my house.
But like, what about a bat with like barbed wire wrapped around it?
That's fine.
Should be
It's not a
fine.
firearm.
I was thinking of
It's not
a
very
flying
practical,
bat that you just trapped in barbed wire for a second.
That would be worse.
Galvanized knuckles from Black Ops 2 Zombies.
But brass knuckles, those are
You can't have those.
those are banned.
Those
Are
yeah,
they?
You can't have those. Yeah, those are unlawful.
Hmm.
But
But
if you use them lawfully, if you're like opening stuff people
jar?
can't get into, yeah,
glass jar.
Put a can opener on the end of it, and you
you're
don't
like
have
punching
brass
windows of sinking vehicles in rivers.
That might have some practicality.
All right, wrap it up, Liam.
Yeah, that was the news. Not really, but some of it was. Thank you for listening. Episode 88. We've been doing this for a while.
Tell us what you think of the new format. I will say it went better than I thought it was going to.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good.
And when
I
we
was
have
crying.
fun, I feel like it's a good episode.
Whenever I have to wipe my eyes from crying, I think I did that 4 or 5 times this episode.
There we
I'm
go.
the only guy that does that on the episode, I've noticed, but that's okay. I laugh so hard to just start crying.
Just tickles you.
I do it a couple times.
It's funny.
I did it once today.
I think I had one coming out.
I think the best part was, is this finished? Are we done now? Oh.
We're still rolling.
I just,
You want me
Do you
to
want to say
next-
it after? So you can say bye and you say it after?
Do you want me to- yeah.
what?
Or you say no?
Do you want me
I
to
don't
close
have
it?
audio in my head right now.
Yeah,
so
my things are ruined. I don't know
Oh.
what you did over there.
That's okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
yeah.
Poll is on Facebook. Go answer the poll. Tell us what you thought of the new format. Would you like some more structure? Do you like when we just do this and it's just whatever for an hour or so? and leave a comment and let us know. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.